Okay, we're live. Hey guys, this is Bobby Clue with the Somerset-Pulaski County Chamber of Commerce. We're back at it again for another virtual ribbon cutting. We're back at it on a little windy, cold day here, but that's what happens when we get out here and get to see our friends here at the Chamber. So we are here today at Reimagines Design and Print. I'm here with owner Elizabeth Schroer. Elizabeth, thank you for taking the time to do this with us today.
Yes, thank you for coming.
So let me ask you something. Tell us a little bit about Reimagines and how did you decide to become a small business owner?
Sure. I've always wanted my own small business. I was actually a high school business teacher, and so I was just kind of waiting on the right idea to come to me. And I was making these little decals, started for classrooms, and it kind of took off from there, and I've added products and different equipment as I've gone, and so that started Reimagines.
So just to give everybody a frame of reference on where you're actually located. So we are on Main Street in the heart of downtown Somerset. Yeah. We are adjacent, let's see, the Pulaski County Public Library is right there. Cumberland Security National Bank is, Cumberland Security Bank is right across from us. So pretty much one of the most visible traffic areas in our community, in all honesty. How did you see a need for this? I know when you said you were a teacher, and I remember, you went through our leadership class when you were over at Somerset.
Yes.
Did you see a need for your for the printing and design work that you're doing?
Yes, I do very personalized things, and so there's not a lot out there that you can completely customize, and I let my customers completely customize things.
I feel like a lot of people, they want you to order 1,000 of something sometimes, and it's great to hear that maybe if somebody just needs one something, this is a great place and a great option for them to come to.
Yes, I don't have any minimums, and so they can order that one thing that they want and go from there. Order a bunch if they want, or just one if they want.
Would you care? Could we go inside and maybe see your operation and talk a little bit more about the services that you provide?
Yes, I'd love to.
Come on in, guys. Here, I'll get the door for you.
Sure.
You come on in here.
Thank you. Come on in. I'll let you ahead of me. All right. So this is Reimagine. So I'll just start at the back if that's okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
So this is my UV printer. And the UV printer can print directly on wood, metal, plastic, lots of different materials. And I actually have a moleskin notebook in there right now that has the gloss layer on it. So it adds texture. You can even do braille with this machine.
Really?
And so this is the gloss that will go underneath the artwork on the book. So it really brings the art to life. So
you can you put other things in here? I've seen bigger versions of this. I think it may be another place here in town where they could actually do designs on cornhole boards and things like that.
Yep.
You can put anything that can fit in here.
Yep.
You can put a design. So I know over there I saw a really cool lunchbox. And you can put school mascots on those. You can put college teams. You can do any kind of things like that. Any kind of metals or anything like that.
Wood, plastic. If it's got a smooth surface to it, kind of like a high point, that's what it will print on. And so you can print on anything that has that.
What are some of your more requested things that people like to have printed?
Yeah, I do a lot of moleskin notebooks. All my substrates, like what I print on, I want to be the highest quality. So I have a partnership with Moleskin and Little Lunchbox Co. and Omi Box, which are a couple of kids'
Omi, I know
bento
that
boxes. Yeah.
I've got smoke. I know that one.
Yeah. So I've got wholesale agreements with them.
Oh, wow.
So those are some of my top requested ones, are the Moleskin notebooks and the customized lunchboxes.
So it seems like you have a real great inroad, obviously, from probably being a teacher with moms and the needs that may not be being filled here for a lot, because moms like specialized things for their children.
Yes.
And a lot of times that's probably difficult to find.
Yes, it is. You can get things embroidered and stuff like that, but that kind of hits the limit.
Sure.
With mine, you can do, you can add your favorite sport, you can add a basketball to it, or whatever. There's lots of different ways to customize other than just your name.
Well, and I saw these notebooks, those could be used for journaling. They could be used for, they aren't just for kids, I saw that you could put your personalized wedding vows in those, and you could, do specialized things for weddings. So there's really no limits to what you can do. I don't want people to think that if they don't have small kids that you're not the place to come, because if you're looking for one-off kind of individualized printing and design work, this might be the place to come to.
Yeah, and I do a lot of corporate gifts as well. I've done a lot of moleskins that just have logos on them that people give to their boards and stuff like that. And so I've worked a lot with other businesses too.
Sure, great. That's really good information to know. I'm sure that a lot of businesses here in town, because I know that around the holidays we get flooded with a lot of gifts from people so we get lots of cups with personalized logos on Yetis and things like that, and we get coffee mugs and we get all sorts of gifts that I'm assuming that they're giving to their employees and customers and things of that nature. So it sounds like you might be a really good local option. I would wager that a lot of times people are probably farming that work out to someone that we've never met overseas, definitely not in Somerset, Kentucky. And it sounds like we won't have to do that anymore. They could use you for those gifts. Absolutely.
And something like a notebook is good because people use it. They'll actually use it, and they carry it around so everyone sees whatever you put on the front of that.
What would be a good idea too, would be great, is like little calendars that you could, the size of a notebook that, that you could keep your, personal calendar in. Those would be really good gifts for giving out, business, corporate type gifts. I think that'd be neat, because I always have one of those. I use. What is this over here? What's that?
Okay, so this is a Roland 2. So this is my large format printer cutter machine. So this is it from the back. Right now I've got cling loaded into it.
So you can put different kinds of paper in this?
Different materials.
Different materials, okay.
Yeah, so I do banner, which is what you see a lot of print shops doing, but I also do static cling, decals. Over on the wall, I know this is going backwards a little bit, but that gallery wall is actually peel and stick wall fabric. And so I printed that last night, actually, and installed it for you guys. But yeah, so I can actually peel that off, remove it, and put it somewhere else if I want to.
And that won't hurt your paint at all?
Nope, completely removable, won't hurt the paint.
Oh, wow.
And I have kept it up for a couple of years before, like at my own home, taken it down, no damage.
So could that be used as almost like a wall wrap if you wanted it to? You could do a design and you could put that on a...
Yep.
How big of a piece could you do, or could you attach multiple pieces together? How does that
so
work?
this printer does about 50 inches wide, and so that's the cutoff there. So you could print it as long as you want it to be.
Gotcha.
And so in order to make it easy to install, if the customer were installing it themselves, I would cut it into panels.
I gotcha.
Yeah, so that way they wouldn't have a ton of material to work with.
Well, it's interesting too. I don't know if you see a lot of women small business owners in your line of work.
No.
And I've said for many years, this town is still a little bit of a boys' club, so it's great to see a woman out there, doing something maybe that is traditionally in a man's world. How did you? It was just. Was it intimidating learning how to operate all these giant? I would be intimidated. These are. This thing probably costs as much as a car. So.
Yeah. So I started when I was still teaching, actually, and I had a Cricut. So I was cutting these things.
Cricut, okay.
Cricut, yeah, that a lot of people have. And the demand, and you can only use one color of vinyl and that sort of thing. And so that's when I got this. And I was a little intimidated at first, and I'm not a traditional designer, so I taught myself how to use Illustrator and how to design, and just with the practice of, actually my customers are great because they'll come with an idea, can you make this? And then that really taught me how to do all of these different designs and then also print it with this equipment.
Well, you know, that's a very similar story with small business owners, is that they're self-taught. You know, they have to figure it out on their own, and a lot of times that probably makes you stronger in your field because you've not had anybody teach you. You've had to learn all those different things.
Yes.
Let me ask you, Elizabeth, if people watching today, if they want to get a hold of you and they want to learn more about the services that you provide, do you have a Facebook page or a website or a phone number? How do people get a hold of you?
Yes, so a few things. I have reimagines.com as my website. I also have an email, of course, so elizabeth@reimagines.com. They could call me at 606-802-9156. Or they could stop by. Usually I'm here in the mornings. I bring my little boy to work. And so the schedule may be a little different. You could always email to schedule an appointment to make sure that I'll be here. But I'm here in the mornings with my son, and in the afternoons for sure.
And again, we're right here on Main Street. What's the address here?
126.
126.
South Main.
South Main, Suite 100,
Yep,
I believe.
Suite 100.
So again, right across from Cumberland Security, right next to the Pulaski County Public Library. You can't miss it. Elizabeth, thank you for taking a few minutes to talk with us. You know, we talk a lot about the importance of shopping local. It's something that I think a chamber needs to do, and we talk about that a lot. And this is a great opportunity for people to see what you have to offer. And the reason that we do this is because for the longest time we couldn't do in-person ribbon cuttings, and the world just wouldn't let us. But you know, now we can do those. This just worked though, because there's still a lot of people. They might have to work, or they might want to watch this later tonight, and there's people that just might not feel comfortable coming out still. And this is a chance for them to learn about your business from the comforts of their office or their home, and they don't have to be here with us today. So it's a great opportunity too for them to see somebody local and to support our local businesses here. It's so important. Thank you for being a chamber member.
Oh, thank you.
I know you don't have to be, and I know you've made that choice, and I appreciate that. And is there anything else you want to tell us before we sign off? I mean,
You've covered a lot of things.
Well, I'm fascinated. It's just there's so much. I think that the sky's the limit is usually what when I think about when you're wanting to design something. If you have a banner or an idea or a concept in your head, I'm sure they can call you and you can make that come to life. But I bet if they don't know exactly what they want, I bet you can help them with that too, can't you?
Yep, and that's actually my tagline. So it's funny. It's ideas brought to life.
Really?
That's really what it is.
Oh,
if you have an idea, some of the best products come from people saying, you know, I really want my grandmother's handwriting on this recipe book. Can you design something? She loved flowers, you know, stuff like that, where I can create a product just for somebody.
Very cool. Very cool.
So thank you.
Well, thank you. Well, guys, what we're going to do now is we're going to go outside and we are going to do an in-person ribbon cutting. So stay tuned. We have another virtual ribbon cutting next week. So until then, everybody be safe, and we'll talk to you soon. Thank you.